introducing War Dogs Legion today. A warm welcome to all of our friends, fans, community members, squad mates, participants and viewers worldwide on various platforms. Thank you for joining us and thank you for being our valued community members every single day. We already had a lengthy podcast which I believe you all might have been listening to, and the entire podcast was dedicated to Twitch streams. We had some messages coming in from the US from our old community members, people who were with us right from the beginning, who were asking some specific questions on what will make a Twitch channel successful, how long does it take, what do we need to do, etc, etc. So we really had covered all of this, and I also gave you some of the news, the most important news coming from the industry, one of which is related to this game, Watch Dogs Legion. And I've got to tell you, I was really taken by surprise because I received some news from Ubisoft yesterday. They emailed me indicating that Watch Dogs Legion is going to be free of charge for everyone to enjoy the whole weekend starting from today, and that's just absolutely incredible, truly wonderful news. I really look forward to the game right from the beginning, and as you know, the Ultimate Edition is very pricey, it costs about $120, and this is the first time that they're offering the game on substantial discount for anyone who's interested. So principally, if you are on Xbox, you will be able to get the base game 65% off, and if you are a member of, if you are wanting to get the Ultimate, it is going to be 60% off. So I think roughly it will cost you between 20 or 40 pounds if I calculated that correctly, based on the current price as offered on Microsoft Store, and basically it's available straight away. So what better way to enjoy Watch Dogs Legion but just simply to step in and have a look and build a character, build a faction in this world which is fighting that dreadful faction, militarized faction that wants to be tyrannizing all the citizens of our beloved city. And then if you like the game, you can simply buy it on a very, very discounted price. In fact, the discounts are offered across the board, so if you're on PC you can get it through Steam or Epic, and the list just goes on and on. But I think the discounts will vary. You can see here on the screen it says 40% off, and I think that's applied through Ubisoft Connect, so it's somewhat smaller discount compared to some of the other ones I've seen. And obviously on this channel, together with everything we do, we want to provide the best, the state-of-the-art streamlined information done to the last minute, and I always want our community members to be getting the very best deal, basically getting the greatest discount on all that we love here on various platforms. So coming back to the game, it had huge publicity, and I watched its developer diaries for quite some time before the game was released, and I was particularly excited to see that they were introducing this new system through which you would connect with randoms who you would encounter as you walk the streets of London. And they said any random member of the public who you faced on the streets could be selected to become a member of your faction. So I'm really, really curious to see how this works in practice, because I've never seen this before. And we did have games where certain characters could be selected, and we did see that in strategy games, real-time strategy. In fact, I talked about this earlier today on a podcast where I most highly recommended a game that I'm playing at the moment, and this is Empire of Sin, and I talked about it a little while back when I watched the developer diaries as well, and it looked very interesting. There was this Prohibition 1920s Chicago with all the gangsters, all the characters, beautifully atmospheric, wonderfully designed, and also with RTS, real-time strategy and turn-based kind of in-game mechanics. And I have to say, I did see the clips and the trailers, and I've heard people's reviews, but the game is just absolutely stunning. It's gobsmacking. It really blends in two different genres together, which is RPG, story-driven, story-based, with RTS turn-based strategy game, and honestly it's probably one of the best games I've ever played. It's incredible, and I know that Jeff from Xbox said there were some similarities in the way the game sort of conceptualized between Wasteland 3 and Empire of Sin, but I think also they had recently Gears 5 included, which again is combining those two different genres. And I'm obviously always very interested to see how this would work in practice, because when you are doing something which is genre generation breaking, then we're all very excited. We want to see whether it does work. If it does work, it's obviously a masterpiece and it's a stunning achievement. And certainly Empire of Sin is exactly that. I'm really loving it. I will stream it in due course. But to perspective, you play one of the gangsters. There's about 14 or 16 you can choose from initially. Massive big open world in Chicago, loads of different settlements, loads of characters of all sorts. So you're playing the story through which one character, depending on what gangster you've chosen, is entering the arena and wanting to dominate. So on one hand, you need to fight the factions, build your own turf, and then work on it. You need to have a production of alcohol, distribution of liquor, you need to have various other criminal enterprises that will make you thrive. And it's honestly so engrossing. I went in on Monday, I couldn't really drop the game. It's been absolutely incredible. And also what's interesting is I've played lots of PvP games during the last few years, Destiny and Apex and Warzone obviously being the biggest ones. And the games, I apologize, I need to sneeze. Well, when you want to sneeze, it just doesn't want to come out, right? The usual. Where was I? Yeah, I played lots of very highly energetic, pacey, high adrenaline types of games, and I forgot about the fluidity, placidity of the RTS. And the only RTS game I played in recent years was XCOM, both 1 and 2. And I also looked at Wasteland, but I didn't really play it as much. And it's just incredible how you can combine this sort of activity to provide you with this experience of difference. Because when you play Empire of Sin, you're not really racing and running from one place to another, and it's just a completely different experience. It's been very soothing, very appropriate for what I'm doing at the moment on my break, because at the moment I'm not running my usual streams here on the channel. We have quite a variety of Mythbeck introducing Fallout, some of the newbies like Squadrons and Watch Dogs Legion being here. Then we had Spiritfarer, as well as a couple of other bits and pieces from other games. And this has been really the best possible game I could have embraced during this period, and I'm loving it 100%. So I really want to, make sure everybody knows Empire of Sin is incredible. Don't listen to all the reviews. People had some problems with some minor glitches, but it's the overall experience of the game that really is important. It's a bit like, I get reviews nowadays coming in that are really very picky on the tech side of things, and it's similar to when you have, for instance, people writing on photography, and they'll be nitpicking on something technical, like some minor detail, maybe slightly out of focus, reflection in the mirror, you can see some doubles, some in the background, something else unwanted in the very corner of the shot. Altogether utter nonsense. This is important, but what's important is how you are going to be experiencing that photograph when you see it for the first time. And as a person who worked in that field for quite some time after I became ill in 2007, I really have a lot of experience of post-production and taking photographs of people performing live on stage, which is incredibly difficult. It's one of the most difficult forms of photography, together with sports and wars photography, because everybody is constantly in motion, very, very poor lighting out there, and it takes a lot of time, patience, energy and skill to know exactly what to do when, in what format. And quite frankly, I know what some of the people are referring to, but I did see other photographers being too picky on minute things which really do not matter to the viewer, because anyone who's a viewer, being a fan or musician, they'll look at a photograph and they'll wonder whether you captured the momentum well enough. That's all they're interested in. And so that reminds me really that some of the reviewers today, they're paying a lot more attention to some minor details which actually do not affect ordinary gamers. If you're watching a game on 4K TV, 120 FPS rate, like what we have presently on the new gen Xbox consoles, then you will be very sensitive to accessing Fallout 3 or Splinter Cell, the old gen games, where they don't really perform too well. You perhaps feel even slightly averse to re-entering. And I just want to invite people to get into the overall experience, so you actually see what other games like Overall and Empire Scene does have some glitches. They are, visible, but the overall experience of the game is just incredible, and I highly recommend it to everyone. Anyway, digress slightly, but obviously I was talking on my streams and my podcast about the games I'm presently enjoying and playing, and certainly for a couple of years there was hardly anything outside of my regular broadcast, but I've changed that of late because I want to be retaining my flexibility and degree of access to a variety of different titles, particularly on Xbox Game Pass, and I'm really enjoying the Xbox Game Pass. It's an incredible service. I've downloaded everything that Bethesda gave us, 20 games last week. I've downloaded Obsidian's The Outer Worlds and the other Outer Wilds, a game that I want to play for quite some time, never got to, and plenty to enjoy. And I need to still work out a format to which I'll be able to crack on with all the games, because quite a number, like the Sonnet and the Big Doom Eternal, then you have the Outer Worlds. These are the games that will require hundreds of hours per piece, and we need to work out a system to which I can just have a look and enjoy a bit of it, and then come back to it at a later stage. So coming back to this, this is a wonderful introduction. I'm very, very grateful to Ubisoft, and this is not new. They've had other games offered on discounts and with huge introductions, one of which I thoroughly enjoyed in recent years was Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because they offered it on massive discount less than 6 months after the game was released, and also they had several freebies. They had the Division, they had the previous installment of Ghost Recon on freebies, so we get to play them. It's just a question of the actual time. The reason we're getting it this weekend is that they prepared the new DLC. They'll be introducing some extra content, new stories, new multiplayer, and various other goodies to come in. As I think some gamers thought that once they've gone through Watch Dogs Legion, they felt there was a scope for a lot more. So they wanted to see a lot more. And to be fair, this game was initially portrayed and built as a world similar to Destiny, ever evolving, always something new coming in, plenty of activities and action, and its episodic kind of storytelling could also be fertilizing the overall experience of that post-apocalyptic futuristic London, where we can throw in different characters, subplots, like a television series. So that's very, very exciting. But anyway, we are there, so let's have a look at what this game's about. Let me just quickly have a look, and let me just see. We have a bit of introduction really before we crack on. I need to tell you that my streams from this moment until end of Sunday will be all dedicated to Watch Dogs Legion. I really want to get as much as possible from the game, considering it's a AAA blockbuster. It's a massive big title. It is a game that has been tied to the release of next-gen Xbox console, and it's a wonderful opportunity to put two together. And then don't forget, next week, once we come to 1st of April, we'll have another big introduction here, and we already had it part of DRBMiller introducing Outriders. In this instance, we're not going to be playing the demo anymore. We'll go to the full Monty, and the game is going to be released on Xbox Game Pass. So it's really fantastic opportunity for everyone to step in, to join forces with us Xbox ambassadors and gamers, and experience that wonderful immersive Outriders world, which is similar to what we had in Mass Effect, Anthem, and Destiny. So it's like 3 different worlds combined with references, but delivered in a very original format. It's a busy game, lots of characters, and the open world is massive, with huge scope for extra episodic content similar to this one, and I'm very, very excited. I mean, it had really bad reviews for the demo, but people describes they get biased, and you never know whether they're receiving like a message on the red phone from some insiders asking them maybe to take a particular angle. It's a very, very competitive industry. Loads of titles are produced, many games are there, and generally the overall industry is thriving with energy, with creativity, with new titles, with new services, new means to which games are being introduced. And just have a look at Xbox Game Pass with a number of indie games on it. It's incredible. I mean, games like Spiritfarer, Falconeer, they would have never received that degree of publicity. The game like Among Us voted the best multiplayer last year on Jeff Keighley's Game Awards. that game was really struggling before they were picked up by major platforms, and you could see the result. To be fair, they reworked the game, they introduced new content, they made it a lot more assertive and more interactive, and the results were there. But you need a platform for a game or a developer to be heard and seen, and this is where the trouble occurs for the vast majority of people involved in creative arts industries. Theoretically, anyone with a mobile phone could be doing streams, right? Anyone. We talked about that earlier on my podcast. Anyone can do it. But are they going to be seen? Who's going to pick up on what they do? Well, that's where the trick is. The big cheese comes in with the platforms that are hijacking algorithms and various other means of broadcasting, and therefore they will get in first. So it's going to be only reserved for a few, and once they get in, they'll have that degree of domination. The domination itself is not good enough, because you can have a product which will fail completely, a complete fluke. So loads of different sides, of that product that need to be watched in advance, and you have major teams looking at every single detail to make sure that if one side fails, there'll be something else interesting, and therefore the games like this one, or ever-evolving world games like Destiny 76, they always have this capacity to swing the gamers. There's a lot of loot up there, have a look at it, and whilst they're still patching up the side that doesn't work. Anyway, you need big teams for this, big capital, many people involved, massive big human resources that are being brought in, huge labour of love over many days, weeks and months, and evidently very small development team will have some difficulties with that degree of maintenance. But what I'm trying to say is we all need to be very open-minded, and we need to be embracing all the special offers coming from the publishers and developers, because they're offering us these freebies in order to introduce a game like this. So please do not really rant on how expensive the games are. They've got to be expensive. This is a huge effort on behalf of so many, and it's mind-boggling that the games like Apex could make $1-2 billion within a period of 1 or 2 years. I've just seen there was a game today. It's an RPG game. They made $1 billion in 6 months. It's just absolutely extraordinary. But games offer free of charge. So offered for free, and you still make $1 billion. Hey, there's a genius somewhere. Let's face the facts. And who on earth 5 years ago would suggest any of these major games to be released for free? Nobody. It's absolute suicide. Who on earth would want to do anything about it? Who would want to buy anything from a game that's altogether given for free? But you can see the model has been invented. It's a very successful model, and I absolutely support it and embrace it. Leaves it optional, to every gamer to purchase whatever they want or purchase nothing. And you could see, because if given the choice, the purchases are just, skyrocketing. So, coming back to our lovely Watch Dogs Legion, as you can see, we have here campaign online, tutorials, special offers, options, Ubisoft Connect. Make sure you use your Ubisoft Connect. You've got to have this app on your phone or tablet, because as you are a Ubisoft gamer, every one of the major Ubisoft titles will be registered on the app, and you are then going to be collecting some special rewards. So you know what? We'll have a look at it. I've got the Ubisoft Connect on all of my devices, and we'll have a look, because obviously we logged in. I don't know whether the trial version will give us any loot, but there's a possibility. We'll have a look. And it's very important you go through the app, because when you claim directly to the app, all the loot claim will pop up in your game straight away. I've done that with Ghost Recon, The Division, Assassin's Creed, and it's been very useful and very good. So make sure that you use it, and if you want my personal view, the app is one of the very best, and it's very interesting how Ubisoft and Electronic Arts managed to erect the proprietary apps that blend in perfectly both with your in-game experience as well as with own loot and various cosmetics which they want to be selling. But it's so non-intrusive. It's absolutely incredible how they put it together. And what I like in particular is this kind of intelligence agent called Sam, who is telling you always something interesting about the game that you're currently entertaining. So it is either some news or something else you missed out on. It's very interesting because you've gone to a certain area, so he'll tell you missed out on this, and he sends you a video where you can find it. Absolutely incredible, and I love it because obviously the algorithm's detecting what you missed out on, and then you get this news. It's really absolutely top notch. Alright, so this game is Watch Dogs Legion, and it's basically an action-adventure game published by Ubisoft and developed by its Toronto studio, so the vast majority of works were actually completed in Canada. It is the third installment in the Watch Dogs series. We remember number 1 and number 2. Thankfully, I managed to get them on PlayStation. I have both games there. And the sequel to 2016's Watch Dogs 2, set within a fictionalized representation of a futuristic dystopian London. The game's story follows on the hacker syndicate DedSec as they seek to clear the names after being framed for a series of terrorist bombings. So DedSec also attempt to liberate London citizens from the control of Albion, an oppressive private military company which turned the city into a surveillance state following the bombings. It's a really good story. It's a fantastic premise for, selection of these factions and doing everything there. So we have directors Clint Hocking and Ken Hudson, producer Sean Crooks, we have designer Wesley Bincombe and Liz England, programmer Gavin Whitlock, Matt Block and Guillaume Plaude. So you can see it's a kind of mixture of British and French, or Canadian, I should say, French-Canadian staff fully involved on the top echelons. So with the core gameplay, which is similar to its predecessors, consisting of combination of shooting, driving, stealth, hacking, puzzles. So it's got all the elements of the very best Ubisoft games, like Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed. Legion also introduces a multiple playable character system, allowing players to recruit virtually any NPC found in the game's open world. Each playable character has their own unique skills and backgrounds, and can be lost permanently if players enable the option of permadeath before starting a new game. Well, we need to think how each playable character has their own unique skills and backgrounds and can be lost permanently. Well, we're not going to enable then permadeath because we want to be able to reapproach, I think. There are multiple ways to complete missions depending on which playable character is selected. In March 2021, a cooperative multiplayer mode was added to the game, allowing up to 4 players to complete missions to explore London together. So that's very interesting. Legion was released on October the 29th of 2020 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and then as a launch title in November for the Xbox Series X and S. It was all happening on the 10th, I think. Upon release, the game received mixed reviews. Critics were polarized over the multiple playable character aspect, with some appreciating the different options if offered, and permadeath for allowing emotional attachment from players, while others criticized the playable character's lack of personality and the imbalance between different characters' abilities. I mean, people find all sorts of things, but we'll find out. And I think it's a bit unrealistic to think that if you have 1 million NPCs in the game, that each one of them will be operating as a separate, deeply human, very emotional, fully developed character. It's nonsense. It's just, technically at the moment is still very difficult. Maybe in the future, if you have a robot creating all the characters and tying them in with certain personalities, but at the moment that is certainly not an option. It's something that is very, very hard to achieve. So we need to look at all the other bits and pieces in here, and we just have a look. So really, I think from the technical point of view, that is very hard to achieve at the moment, but maybe in some distant future, or maybe not so distant future, we are going to be able to get as many characters as 1 million who are separate personalities, mirroring basically what us as humans really are in real life. And I'm very curious after reading this, and after indeed being introduced to some of the reviews, to find out exactly what the experience of mine is going to be. So criticism was also aimed at the game's world, driving mechanics, inconsistent difficulty and repetitive nature of missions. Fair enough, but this game has huge capacity for further development, so I'm sure it will be absolutely tip-top. Right, so we're not going to look at any other details. I think it's not necessary. Just have a look at the development side of things, and director Clint Hocking is the creative director for Legion, and it was developed by Ubisoft Toronto with additional work provided by sister studios Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Paris, Ubisoft Bucharest, Ubisoft Kiev, and Ubisoft Reflections. So really quite a global team working on separate sections of this wonderful open world. The team was headed by creative director Clint Hocking, and he was recruited to assist on the game's creation due to Ubisoft moving development from the studio in Montreal to Toronto and recruiting developers who had previously worked for him on Far Cry and Far Cry 2. So obviously you'll be familiar with these wonderful Ubisoft shooters. And upon its reveal of E3 2019, many outlets described the futuristic London setting as post-Brexit and what could potentially happen following the expected departure of the United Kingdom from the European Union. This choice of setting became a point of debate in the media, and there are several political questions related to post-Brexit, and Hocking stated that they come onto the idea of this setting around a year and a half before the actual vote, Brexit vote of 2016, and that while the game does involve Brexit, the intent was not basically try to debate the nature of Brexit, but to show and debate elements already existing in the world today that lead to events such as Brexit. On 25th of January 2020, Hocking pointed out that as a creator of culture, the aim of including real-world elements such as Brexit is to provide means of engagement for players about the world around them, though with the development team taking considerable thought on how to implement these and other events occurring in the real world within Legion's setting. It's very, very complicated and very complex and taking a lot of time. Ubisoft partnered with British rapper Stormzy for a special in-game mission called Fall on My Enemies that would also be available at the game's launch. Stormzy also recorded a music video for Rainfall, his latest song, using moisture capture for release for the game. So we've heard all about the release, I'm not going to go through that. And then reception, let me see. PC 73 out of 100, PS4 70 out of 100, PS5 66 out of 100, Xbox One 76, roughly between kind of 70 and 100 the reviews. Game Informer 9 out of 10, GameSpot 8 out of 10, GamesRadar 4.5 out of 5, IGN 8 out of 10, PC Gamer 85 out of 100. So this is really the indication that in the know guys really loved the game and they were giving it thumbs up. So that's definitely very good, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Let me just have a look what else I've got here in response and in relation to the game. Just bear with me. Oops, we've just suddenly gone to the wrong section. We've seen it all, it's all there. And you know what? Now is the time to do what we love doing the best in here, and that is to crack on with activities. Bit tricky without my glasses, but I have to say the graphics in here look absolutely awesome. Atmospheric the game is going to be. Very, very excited. I mean, probably at my most excited since I started streaming. Well, we've had other exciting moments in here. Streaming Anthem for the first time before its general release, doing alphas and betas of Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Cold War, doing The Division, doing all sorts of games that were coming out. But I've got to say, on the AAA blockbuster front, certainly since the release of the new consoles, November of last year, we've been a bit thin on the ground. We didn't have that many. I think the biggest one to come in has been Outriders Demo so far, and think of anything else. No, I think Outriders Demo is the biggest one so far, and then this one being offered free of charge, so I'm very, very excited about it all. Alright, so let's have a look. We'll have here Ubisoft Connect. I want to see whether we registered already. I did say that earlier, didn't I? Let's see. So it is we are. Look at this. Very good. It says I logged in. Started new game, Watch Dogs Legion, 5 hours ago. Just loaded it. That's very, very good. Registered. Phenomenal. Oh, excellent. I've got it there. Look at that. Time limited challenges, core challenges, 1 challenge in progress. That will be collected and neutralize or incapacitate elite clan Keeley captains. That's very, very good. I've got to say that if you're not using Ubisoft Connect, you must do that immediately, because the benefits of the app are, you know, as great as they can be, and you will get loads of information, plenty of loot and all sorts, and everything you do in the game is fully recorded, all of your stats, all of the data, everything. And look at this, core challenges 29, XP's up to 4650, rewards 14. Let's have a look at the rewards. Rank. Oh, we have some other people in there. Okay. Rewards. Are we getting anything for free? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we are. Look at that. That's great. St. Patrick's bundle. We're getting that one straight away. Get it for free. I have been rewarded. Wallpaper pack. Absolutely. Get it for free. Rewarded. Then we have, like I told you, this is the trial version of the game. Version of the game, and irrespective of that, we are getting everything as normal. And you've got to check out all that is on the app. Look at this. ETO boost. We want to really boost this immediately, so we'll get all of these immediately as we log in, which is fantastic. Fan kit. E3 fan kit. So that's cool. We have another fan kit, really cool. Loads of fan kits, look at that. And then Marcus Holloway's jacket is free, but it's still locked. So I think I claimed Ubisoft Forward fan kit 1 and fan kit 2. So that's from that's 2019 and 2020. It's 2 different ones. No, that's actually wrong. It's E3 2019, I apologize. ETO boost I claimed, and I claimed also wallpaper pack, which is really good, and then St. Patrick's bundle, so we can be all kind of dressed up in green. Okay. Ghostly the mask. No, that's not for us. Okay. Watch Dogs Legion. Let's see whether we are getting anything else. Well, I guess we've not really gone far enough, so we'll just keep it as such, and now we are going to be cracking on. So get ready for our wonderful big adventure in Watch Dogs Legion, starting right now. We'll go for the campaign. We don't have anything else there from before. I've taken some screenshots already. So we have single player difficulty. We'll do it on easy. Permadeath mode is off, and let me see. When permadeath is enabled, operatives will die after taking lethal damage and be permanently removed from the game. The game then ends if all operatives are unavailable. Permadeath can be disabled in options, but can't be enabled again for the same playthrough. So remember that. This is critical. You have got to decide on the difficulty level and on the permadeath mode. I would advise everyone to leave it off as it stands on mine at the moment. It does not affect multiplayer. This is just based on campaigns, and that's exactly the way it is. Permadeath won't be active until the mission reporting for duty is completed. Right, so it's the initial tutorial that needs to be got through. Alright, start the game. Do you want to start the game with these settings? Permadeath mode is off, and permadeath mode cannot be turned on for this playthrough. So we'll say absolutely yes.
Ah, London. What a town. History around every corner and a tourist photographing it. Pubs serving up a pint and a smile. All that music, theatre and art. And multiculturalism. And the world's oldest underground, the Tube. The class of cities, really. Top shelf stuff. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
What's our status?
Perimeter security's down, but plenty of your flying friends about.
Fucking hell.
Dalton, no time to waste.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in. Any idea what we're up against, Bagley?
If you hadn't brushed off, I might. Ever consider leaving these security threats to the authorities?
That's rich, Bagley. The government would sooner arrest us for trying to help than actually do something useful.
We'll have to sort this one on our own.
Carefully, Dalton.
Bagley, are you detecting a little worry in Sabine's voice?
Brilliant. Asking the computer about feelings. This explains so much.
Shut it, you two, and get to work.
There she is.
Alright, that's really a very, very good introduction. Just get away from a screen somewhat. A bit too close to it. So it looks like we need to be investigating a threat to Parliament. Let's have a look. Rightio. There we go.
Perimeter security's back up. South entrance is secure.
Distracting him. Pressing press X.
That hurt you more than it hurt me.
Still, you get these in-game tutorials with all your sub games, so that's really looking good. Split cell like.
Do us a favor and keep it quiet, Dalton.
If they don't shoot me, I won't shoot them. How's that?
Hide and lean. Pressing B. Graphics are remarkably atmospheric. Proceed to roll to a railing, sky walls, jump to gaps. Okay. Operation Westminster. Operation Westminster. Well, it's very easy for us, US veterans, to recognise that controls are all the same. That makes it easy. It's really tricky when you play Apex and Warzone, because when you migrate from one game to another, the controls are different. So instead of jumping over something, you launch a grenade, and in a Battle Royale game, that's no fun. Hold LB on a locked door to reveal the link to the closed circuit terminal to unlock the door. Okay. So this is a closed circuit terminal. Let's track them.
Wait, what was that? Stand down now! I can't see the suspect!
Trap. Trapping our enemies. Stealthy. From me. Unlock. Okay, that's good.
They've got loads of DedSec gear down here. And why do you suppose that is?
What? How did they get their hands on it?
I don't know. But someone wants to make it look like DedSec was here.
Shit. You need to proceed with extreme caution, Dalton.
Who are these men in black anyway?
Nothing identifying. I suspect that's by design.
Need to see where the rest of them are. Okay. Managed to get in. Operation Westminster, threat to the Parliament. Was this? Oh no. I thought it was Vice President.
Fireworks are live.
Oh, fuck me. The entire place is rigged to blow.
Jesus, those canisters. Bagley, is that...
RDX nitrogen. Enough to level Parliament.
Can you locate a detonator, Bagley?
Not exactly, but there's a device streaming a fuckload of encrypted data from the floor above you.
Yeah, that fits the bill. On my way.
Their profiles are heavily encrypted. No identifying information.
Ghosts in this system. They've staged DedSec propaganda all around the bombs. These pricks are gonna blow up Parliament and hang it on us.
Not if you get to that detonator first. Bagley, is that not the detonator?
No, but it's a transmitter sending a signal to a device on the floor above us. Safe to assume that would be the detonator we're looking for.
Right, open it, so that's good. Going up.
Right in the House of Commons. Whoever these men in black are, they've got brass bollocks to set up in the centre of government.
Detonators.
I found the detonator. Live. Bagley, I'm gonna need some help with this.
Yes, you are, but sadly I'm locked out.
Well, we don't have a chance without Bagley.
Wait, I might know a workaround. We trained in manual overrides at MI5.
You're full. Is it? Be quick about it.
All right, Bagley, do your thing.
I'm in. And the bombs have just armed themselves. Well, that may complicate matters.
Fuck's sake. Can you defuse them or not?
Of course I can, but I might also trip another failsafe and vaporize you, so fair warning.
Expect this to draw attention your way, Dalton.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Company at our back door.
Shit. Dalton, we've got some heat here at HQ.
How long's this gonna take, Bagley?
Depends how often you interrupt me with questions.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out. It's about to get real.
Fuck. They're on me. I'll try and hold them off.
I know you're here somewhere. My fucking ear! Come out!
Bagley, update.
Let's just say I'm both impressed and annoyed by how sophisticated this anti-tamper security is. Still working.
Suspects hit!
Bagley, tell me you're close.
I'm through security, now wading through terabytes of decoy code looking for the detonation sequence.
Checking it out. Go to find cover.
Fuck this! I'm getting my gun. Stop right there.
Somebody else must be having the key. Nearly there. Maybe succeeded.
Problem, Dalton. I need your physical appendages now.
What's wrong?
There are 3 slots on the left. One of them is the receiver. You need to pull the controller wire.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm fucking not. Pull the wire.
If this gets me blown up...
Bombs defused. See? That wasn't so bad.
Bagley, you bastard. You nearly gave me a bloody heart attack then. Whoa. What the fuck am I looking at?
It appears Parliament is not the only target. More bombs are going live as we speak.
On screen, Bagley.
Fucking hell, we need to get the word out. Those sites need to be evacuated.
They're spread out all over London. There isn't any time.
But my sister's at the town conference. We have to do something.
I picked up a transmitter on the roof that is sending out a signal to the other bomb sites. If you can reach it...
I can shut it all down. Sabine?
Fuck! Dalton, we're breached! Go! The roof!
Roof.
Sabine, what's going on?
We're being raided. It's a bloodbath. Her protocol is to wipe everything, including Bagley.
I need him for the transmitter.
I know, but if they get him, they get everything. Names, ops, locations.
Okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Wipe him.
Yes, wipe me.
Do it, Sabine, and get the hell out of there.
Fuck. Okay, Bagley's down. You're on your own. Dalton, if this goes...
It won't. I'll see you at the rally point. I promise.
Good luck.
when you hijack, and a lot of it in this game, a lot of activity will be based on hacking. Just one of those. This hijack. It's always no weapon.
Get to cover! Put the gun down now! Stop messing up! I'm empty! What am I doing here? Staying down! Investigating! Kept their last known position.
Oh God! Is it just me? Yep, they were there. Last I saw.
No ammunition in there. The ambush.
Where are you? Okay. Bingo. No.
Well done, Dalton Wolf. I'm impressed.
The fuck are you?
Oh, you still think you're here to save London? I'm afraid that's not going to happen. You're here to help us with some important work.
Important work. Killing thousands of...
Exactly. To save the world. You do know Londoners have died before, hmm? The plague, the Great Fire, the Blitz. It's not much fun. But destruction is always the cure. And it begins today. 0 day. It's time for a hard reset.
Oh my God.
A series of explosions devastated 3 sites in London. Authorities are asking residents to remain in their homes as the situation continues to develop. We have received no official casualty total, but it is expected.
This evening, mourners gathered for a series of vigils that brought closure to thousands of families and indeed to an entire city. London is now laser-focused.
Today at 10 Downing Street, where Nigel Cass, CEO of private military company Albion, received a mandate to secure London. Cass has vowed to hunt down DedSec with terrorist responses into Albion used cutting-edge artificial intelligence. and autonomous drones to capture the remaining members of DedSec. A stark warning to would-be
Corporations are posting record profits due to increased efficiencies in production and distribution, enabled by the use of technologies initially developed and approved for security purposes.
overdue cleanup as crime numbers take a dive. Illegal gambling, drug trafficking and prostitution all down following prosecutions of the leaders of 4 of London's 5 largest criminal syndicates. The streets of Camden and Brixton.
Londoners, as Albion's mandate is extended indefinitely by the government, life finally begins to return to normal. Curfews and travel restrictions have been lifted in all boroughs, thanks to the deployment of
news outlets. Reports of rioting in Trafalgar Square greatly exaggerated, possibly by foreign meddlers pushing a false narrative through social media. Albion is in complete of a few
reprimand the public about the circulation of fake news, conspiracy theories persisting in dark corners of the internet that terrorist group DedSec were framed for the bombings have been rejected. Our own reporters could not find a single Londoner willing to expound those theories on camera. The facts simply do not support any other story.
So you could see Operation Westminster has been completed, but I think our protagonist got killed. Or at least he got seriously injured, we'll see.
I need to assemble a team, but I can't reboot DedSec alone. Let me break into London CTOS and see who's available.
I'm Claire Waters, and we've been discussing the hacktivist, now alleged terrorist group, DedSec, on this week's Buccaneer Radio. I have Colin calling in. Colin, what's your take?
Now, I've been saying from the start we should have rounded up DedSec and thrown them in jail. Now, I'll say they should all be lined up and shot.
You don't find it awfully convenient that they've been fingered as the attackers, but we've seen no proof?
Look at Tone! Look at our city! What more proof do you need?
Well, Colin, I'd say you have to look at their history of non-violent... Albion's put more civilians in the hospital in the past few months than DedSec ever has. I smell a scapegoat. Now I have Emily calling in. Emily, what's your take?
You're absolutely right, Claire. The government's just framing DedSec because they want to make it seem like they have this under control. They probably have no clue who was behind the bombings. But that doesn't look good on the news, does it? DedSec's been a thorn in their side. Who better to pin it on?
Angie, I have you next. What do you make of all this?
I think, if anything, DedSec showed their true colors. It's terrifying to think we harbored such a dangerous element for years. Terrorists in our own backyard.
Do you find DedSec more frightening than the different gangs in London, like Clan Kelly?
Clan Kelly might set your shop on fire and maybe they'd kill you, but even they wouldn't try to blow up all of Parliament.
Next, I have Crypto King. Do you feel safer using a pseudonym?
Everyone should. Why make it easier for them to track you? And now we've seen what they're capable of and how far they're willing to go.
Hold on. Do you mean the government? Are you suggesting the government was responsible for the bombings?
Oh, trust me, Claire. They didn't do it alone. They're all in on it. The government, Albion, Sirs, Bloom, Sky Bloody Larson, and all the way up to Downing Street. They want to keep us scared, harness us with mind control, suck every last ounce of usefulness out of us, and even in death they'll set off our bodies.
And what do you suggest we do, Crypto King?
Go underground. Deep enough, no electric signal can get you. It's the only way.
Well, thank you to all of our callers today, and thank you for tuning in and scouting for the truth along with me. Next week, Buccaneer Radio will be diving into the Albion Corporation. Just who are these men and women being paid lucrative amounts for the city's defense? Are they protecting us? Protecting London? Or someone else's interests? See you next week, fellow pirates. Claire Waters, out.
It's all about hacking. Look at that.
situation is worse than I thought. But there's a candidate. Looks like you're DedSec's best hope.
Ah, now we are going to be talking. Okay, that's good. I need to take a very short break. Once I come back, we'll create our character, start with the story. So this was really our prologue, fully and successfully completed. So give us a moment, I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. Alright, my friends, we had completed the prologue. As you've seen, Operation Westminster and that hacking exercise all successfully completed, and now we are going to be creating our character. So let me think, are we going to play male, female character? Let's have a look. Select your first operative. Courtney Omochenko, football player. Timothy O'Reilly, Claire Passy, Lauren Galloway, serial entrepreneur, surprise phone to the police commissioner, Paula Harris, bartender, Terry Watson, game developer, Victoria Baker, reality TV stars. Really well selected, they really represent London as it is today. Russell Edwards, doctor. Megan Powell, photographer. Michael Young, game developer, hacker. Akosua Apaya, actor. Mike Desai. Catriona Power. Irene Davis. Emil Donianu, mechanic. So really, it's a bit tricky because each one of them have special skills. Let me see. Take less damage, physically fit. Semi-automatic pistol. Discount. Shorter team arrest time. Take less damage. Polaris bartender. City's drone. Victoria Baker, reality TV star. Banned for life from London Zoo. You wonder what she did. Full automatic SMG. Shorter team injury time. Extra faction damage. So probably in two minds between two of them. Short hack cooldowns. Personal sports vehicle. Personal motorcycle. Fast downloads. Light melee. Heavy melee. So she has MP5 and she would have extra faction damage. Albion Vendetta. Megan Powell photographer. We'll go for Megan Powell. Welcome to the Resistance. Megan Powell will be the first member of your DedSec team. Continue growing your team by recruiting new members. So we did manage to select her. Megan Powell it is.
Glad to see you're alive. If you're still committed to the cause, DedSec needs you. I'll send you the coordinates to our last safe house. Meet me there.
Fine.
Say you're sorry.
I just want to soak up the underground. I want to find out what's going on. So cool. Well, for all of us Londoners, being able to enjoy our city in a game is a true privilege, and it's for the second time really that I'm enjoying it. The other first big game I played was on PlayStation 2, Getaway by Gangster Underworld on London, and it's similar, you know, with cars and driving and some firefights, that sort of thing. This one is a lot more advanced. I just want to explore the area somewhat before we do anything. Let's see whether...
Tosser.
Why would... Oh,
map. Okay, this is our location. Left trigger, right trigger, zoom in. Map missions. No. restart DedSec mission. Locate the safe house entrance, so that's the first thing. It's been months since the tragic attacks and London is a changed city. DedSec seem to disappear overnight and opinions on the resistance group are divided. But it appears one DedSec member survived and is hoping to restart the movement, answer Sabine's call and find the safe house. So it is my character that will do exactly that. So what is this? Quite a variety of different things. Claire Waters, podcast audio.
I'm Claire Waters, and we've been discussing the hacktivist, now alleged terrorist group, DedSec, on this week's Buccaneer Radio. I have Colin calling in. Colin, what's your take?
Now, I've been saying from the start we should have rounded up DedSec.
Heard that radio program already. Stands all about terrorist attacks. That's it. Tradesmen terrorists. Funky tracks, eh? Prices 9, 525, 675. Yeah, it's all a bit weird. We don't really to see anything that really recognise there. Let's follow the directions.
Coming up in today's episode of The Upload, we're talking about how battery moves the better and longer.
Dry cleaners, Starbucks coffee. You can see that almost every single character in there could be selected. So it's quite interesting.
Look! With your eyes!
Oh, no, I'll move. Me as well, Ed, yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Londoners will be familiar with this spot.
Suspect dealt with. Situation under control. Over.
Found a bit. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
Shot.
London is in a state of emergency. Albion is permitted to secure the safety by any means necessary.
I remember going to this place here, this hotel, years back. Just Eurobeat, I think. Eurobeat? Eurodance? Very real streets.
Reminder.
A market.
Bags and package searches are at the discretion of Albion agents. That's high! Persons must comply with requests to surrender belongings. Search at any time. Failure to do so is a crime.
Looks like downstairs. It's a bit similar. Ah. Right. Sorts of barriers have been erected there, fair enough. I went down here just before the lockdown. One day before the lockdown, before I went into quarantine. To see whether cinema is there or not. Central Picture House. Picture House Central. No, not really. They've changed a few things in there. Right.
Immigration is currently restricted. It is a crime to harbour or otherwise aid.
Swiss Centre. Go and have a look at that.
Activity is considered a criminal offence.
Albion get paid to be the best, right?
Just waiting for further instructions. Over.
Albion. Empire.
We need assistance to resume patrol. Over.
Mental, mate.
So they changed names of certain places. Leicester Square. Herein, it is contracted at Don Edward. Hereafter, the employee agrees to work for XVHN Global Holdings Incorporated for a period of no less than 6 years. In exchange, company and its owner, Mary Kelly, agreed to release the employee and her spouse, Lachlan Edward from all debts held by the company, its subsidiaries and parent organizations upon completion of this contract. The employee agrees to surrender her passport and provide the company with up-to-date financial documentation. The employee agrees to indemnify the company against any losses arising from circumstances including, but not limited to, contract clipped.
We left early, fam. Like 11.
So there is inventory to be collected.
Civilians are urged to avoid public areas during high-risk hours. Remain home when possible.
McDonald's in there, and it's Charles Cinema. It should be up here. It's here, right? Slightly different. Prince Charles Cinema, for all of you who are watching, is one of the most popular indie houses in London. Not there. Shaftesbury Avenue.
Are at the discretion of Albion agents.
Wait to get my revenge.
Search at any time. Phase.
No, not like this.
Demand an honest wage. That sounds familiar.
What the fuck is going on? Shit! Let's turn the volume down, eh?
Reading West End, long gone.
Visit the Albion site for up-to-date
That's what a hotel is, that's Dorchester, isn't it?
Everybody just relax.
Radisson.
It's about time, I'd say.
Alright, so we explore these corners of Central somewhat. I think the game wanted us to be driving, didn't you? Interesting ads.
I'll submit my report to the processing centre.
London is under a state of emergency. Non-essential travel is discouraged.
2 episodes.
You're not stupid. Don't you find it ridiculous?
Not interested.
Officers are employed to ensure safety.
Awaiting area crime report.
London carriage service. Right.
Yeah, you alright, mate?
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, man, I like drinking proper. I like a bit of a good beverage, you know what I mean? I can do it by
Listen.
That's when I know I had to
Spider could go down.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Getting me vexed.
You better back away.
Don't do that.
Yes, please.
This is crazy.
What the fuck is going on? Shit. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, hi. What? Oh, really? Right. What? Intrusive tosser?
Back off, mate.
That's weird. Don't be weird. This includes deep searching of multiple paths, refusal to provide the requested information.
This must be the entrance, but we need to oh, these guys are gone. Okay. This is not hijackable. Another contract by the looks of it, which is out there. Maybe some other place then. Maybe not. To work on what to do. Can't get through to him either. What's that? It's a collectible item, doesn't it? Alright, so the answer is no. There's nothing we can do. So I got it all wrong. I thought that our place was up there. Not the case.
Well, what's the status report? Area is secure. Over.
City centre.
Nothing, I just called.
funny is that you're watching the game in here and you hear it's illegal to be gathering for more than 5 people together. At the moment it's restricted to 1, obviously very different circumstances. It's the same city.
No, please, don't inconvenience yourselves. I'll leave.
Well, they wanted me to drive, but similar to what I do in real life, let's walk. So far so good. Explored the large section of central London around Piccadilly and Trafalgar and, you know.
Forget it, I'll go.
21:39, the actual time. Well, it's good to see that the streets of London are busy, because we are going to be selecting many members for our new faction. Initially we want to just find out a bit more about the story.
You know, you can't walk through the city without a sorry state.
We're supposed to be outside. I could be wrong.
Please have all identification papers.
Don't bother someone else.
It's funny because we get this in many games, go and bother someone else. Loving husband who worked father, victim of not told too well, unfortunately.
Somebody needs to inform the police.
Back to
Arsehole!
we will be here. Inside building.
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You'll have to do the manual override.
Manual override? Shouldn't be a problem. Not like I have to swear a blood oath or anything. Right?
What is going on? If the sea tosses, it's a smart Why does this always bloody happen? I refuse to put up with this. Really? Hey, it's unacceptable.
Look where that's got us.
Well, this is definitely authentic.
One of Sabine's, are you? I'll see you downstairs later then.
No! I refuse to put up with this. Seriously, what is going on?
Beautiful times. These meetings have been cancelled.
Well, here goes nothing.
Well, this is really cool. I want to go down the pub to find out these are secret doors for us to discover. It's funny seeing your own city online, you know? It all looks very familiar, but distinctly different as well. Gone down to the underground, look at that.
Anyone home? No? Well then, let's get the power back on.
Attached to the headset. Up.
From the Buccaneer, this is the Bug. Hello, Resistors, it's Bug time. Are you all sitting comfortably? No? Good. That's as it should be. This is the Bug. I'm Andy, and joining me to analyse the latest blowflies to emerge from the corpse of a once free Britain, it's Alice.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends and mine. Alice, the government has extended Albion's contract and have also boasted that violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Now, extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, let's call it Nigel for the sake of argument, that attacks you every single day and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppies?
That contract has been extended so many times, it's like the neck of a politician that's criticised the government.
I'm not sure entirely how those contract extension negotiations went, probably like a footballer. In the old days, I assume Albion's agent was leaking stories to the press about how our favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona or Bayern Munich. The government panics and thinks, well, we better get them signed up before it's too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors who provide such a very valuable bargain service of beating people up, well, it's probably not quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know. I think they're probably right. Who has the opportunity to commit violent crime these days anyway? The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered by a robot policeman and deported for looking Bulgarian. It's a much more peaceful society. It's just much less of a society.
I want to know the details of the contracts, Alice. I mean, are they paid per dissident duffed up? Is it a set rate for each extrajudicial state mugging? And what is that rate? What do you think?
Well, they certainly look like they're trying to hit a quota of some kind.
Well, what is the set rate? Is it, 99?
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
Good luck. I hardly drink. Besides, Sabine sent me.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
So where do we go next? Interesting, I pick up all these headsets and then you learn a bit about what's happening. Backlist service, okay, so that should be up there. Okay. Barrels of beer. Well, as we explore London, we'll be picking up all these gadgets, listening to all that is there to be heard. Mask, wardrobe item.
How's it going?
So where's the mask? I don't get it. I picked it up, but I can't really find it. Must be there. Still there. Missions, data. Text. Ah, we'll find out in due course. Maybe we've not gone this far.
Ah, that's it. I'm reconnected to the network, downloading our database, news archives, and oh no. Terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London. Dalton Wolf dead? I leave you people alone for a second and you immediately cock it all up.
Someone must have framed DedSec for the bombings. But who could possibly do that?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton, well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this 0 Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call.
We need to find Sabine, talk to her, find out all about all that's happening in here.
Hello and welcome back to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0, the city operating system that's now powering all of London. For those...
Oh, we've got it there. Okay. So pick up
of you who need reminding, as if anyone does at this point, CTOS was first used in Chicago in 2014 and then San Francisco in 2017 before coming here to London. And every time it's been rolled out, it's been pretty much an unmitigated disaster.
For those of you who are...
Sabine will be there, I think. I hope.
Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. You made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as Zero Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black, the same that were at Parliament. Maybe working together. We didn't stand a chance. They just gunned everyone down.
Jesus. How did you survive?
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high-priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition hit would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
These days, DedSec's reputation isn't exactly top-notch. I'd like to make London a better place, but if I was caught working with you...
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can. The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Can't walk away from this now. Let's get started.
Excellent. New user registered. Welcome to DedSec. Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items in your DedSec kit.
Tech upgrades, gadgets and weapons. Tech points. Tech points can be found throughout London. Use them to purchase tech upgrades. Gadgets and weapons. Purchase tech in the tech menu to obtain an upgrade gadget. Weapons and hacks. Equipping tech. To change an operative's weapon or gadget, use the edit function in the T menu. Purchase tech is available to all operatives. Ah, gadgets, okay. So we need that spider. This is drone hacks, guns. Don't have any money anymore. Missions, map, team. It's just me. Megan Powell. Photographer. Edit. Equip. Weapons. Edits. Just about any weapon I have. The only weapon I do have is that pistol, and then that spider, and then new biography. Megan Powell's photographer cited for kneeing Albion Guard in the groin. Recruited into DedSec by Sabine Brandt. DedSec saved a friend from a trafficking ring. Age, only 18, she looks a bit older. Occupation photographer, salary 15,200. And associates, Andy Hamilton, therapist, and Teresa Powell, grandmother. And she appears to be Welsh. What do you know? Matia Titfield, Wales, searched for local vampire LARP, member of the Labour Party. Comment on thread. Can I stop taking bipolar medication? I feel better. Spends 30% of income printing and producing zines. Well, That's fanzines that we used to make years back. No more. There were e-zines initially, if people remember some of that. Fanzines became e-zines, and then social networking groups, online publications. Okay, so that's about it. So we have team, we have data.
We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Shop it. Cavalry helmet. That's going to attract too much attention, do you think? I certainly do. Oh, I see, we need to spend money. Okay. Didn't really realise that we had to be buying it, so I thought it was just all there for us to use. Alright, so that's not really particularly exciting.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we tried to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec contact, not to mention a champion amateur boxer. Go to the practice ring and she'll show you how to stop flinching when someone cocks a punch at you.
Maybe I can. Hang on. Which one would be the best? Again, take a screenshot of this as well. Let's follow the story. Up and up. This. Stand firm and united. Stand seen. United. Cycle operative. Okay. Got 2 photographs, that's plenty. We'll take the screenshot as well. Okay. Done, okay. I wonder what sort of music they'll be using in various parts of our city, because you know there is music that represents some of the boroughs, or you know some parts. So if you go to Camden, there needs to be like the Libertines. If you go to Westway, there needs to be the Clash. If you go to Bromley, there needs to be Susan the Banshees. If you go to East Coast, Oswald Hill, Kinks, Brixton, David Bowie.
I'll be right down. Could use the warm-up.
Training, okay, see. Sabine looks a bit like
Let's start with some basic strikes.
Mara.
Hit me. Don't be shy. You want to get in under my block. Find the weak point. Couldn't have done that better myself. Just like that. Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance. You're getting it. You're getting it.
gear in order? Know enough not to punch yourself in the face or get shot for pulling out a gun too early? Brilliant. I'm working out how we find Zero Day and ruin their day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
Tyler's here. Hello Tyler, how are you doing? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Tyler's asking, how's it going? What's up? Today we are doing DRBMiller introducing Watch Dogs Legion, and the game is available free of charge throughout the whole weekend, starting today, ending on Sunday night. So I'll be streaming Watch Dogs Legion from today, well that's from about 5 o'clock today, as we gain access to about 6 or 7 on Sunday. So that's what's going on. And Watch Dogs Legion, one of the hotly anticipated games of last year, released at the time when we expected our new consoles to pop up, and this is the first opportunity for me to actually do live gameplay, so very excited. And so far really good, considering that I'm a native Londoner. This is my city, and I'm just exploring all the corners and all the back alleys of central London as we are pushing forward in the game. So far so good, looking really beautiful, and like the graphics and everything so far. But it's a tricky old game. It does comprise elements of Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell in the kind of futuristic environment, and it's all about stealth, being able to hide, evade, unlike death matches in Destiny or any other Battle Royale. It's all about being invisible. Close recon. That's cool. That's a really good photograph. Look at that screenshot. Top notch. Alright, so let's carry on. I'm just saying that different parts of London have music attached to every building, every corner. It's music that's identified immediately with a particular part of our town. Clash and Westway, Kings and Muswell Hill, Camden and the Libertines. I wonder how many native Londoners were actually involved in the works on the game. It's been produced by Ubisoft, and they used the global team, which is based everywhere around the world.
Serious? Like seriously serious? Relax a second.
Okay, where do we begin?
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries patrol our streets, allegedly to keep people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
No wonder Albion has so much power. They've scared people into submission.
So, we have to ignite the will to resist in the people of London by showing them that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
You bet. Let's give people something to fight for.
Brilliant. Let's get the people of London on board.
Tyler said, sadly I've got to go. I just want to say hello and see what you guys are doing. See you later and have a peachy day. Well, thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. Always appreciate it. And I already had you know, about 4 or 5 hours of broadcasting. I had my podcast earlier today, and then that was followed up by this stream of Watch Dogs Legion. So we'll carry on as usual and provide as much entertainment for everyone to enjoy. And thanks to Tyler for popping in, and hope to see you later on. I may be doing an evening stream after I come back from my dinner, because I really want to get my teeth in the game and find out a lot more about it, and otherwise there will not be enough time. It's a massive, massive game. So let's see, can I have a drink? Need to select some faults.
You're more likely to hurt yourself if you play darts while drunk, but let's be honest, that would be hilarious.
The goal of darts is to reach score of 0. Each player starts with a score of 3 or 1. The winning throw must bring the score to exactly 0. It must be also land on a double or bullseye. Throwing a dart will land anywhere inside the reticle. Playing drunk makes throws less accurate but rewards additional eto. You bust when your score is either 1 or below 0. On the bust, remaining throws are 45 and the round score is reset. Okay. Missed it completely. Bullseye. Missed it. Alright, so that's all sorted. We need to think of our selection. Bell's Fortune. Let's see. Missions. We have lots of audio clips in there. We can all listen to this. But not at the moment. We'll have a look at missions first. Store. Okay. Team. It's just me. That will be Megan Powell. One tech. We need more money. Missions. Light Spark, DedSec mission. Light Spark Disrupt, Albion Propaganda, and acquire Albion Operations Data. So DedSec is back and ready to hit the ground running. Sabine thinks the best place to start is contacting the Albion President Camden Barrow. Okay. show on the map. It's like a spark, and that will be disrupted. Okay, we'll go first there. And track the intels. Anthony Young, research fellow, drinking at the Elves Forge until 10 o'clock.
Will you relax a second?
My injuries, longer injury time. Moraga Phillips, bartender, tough drunk, Albion, that's up 6 running. Consultant, Lovsky. Like every person will have their own data, that's extraordinary. That's what I said.
Back it up, yeah? What's your problem? What's up? You got a problem? Hey, come on.
You actually want to find people who are stealthy, because it's all about stealth, and Sabine said she wanted people to be collecting data and doing surveillance.
It's about time, I'd say.
Back off, mate.
Can I help you?
Leave me alone.
Loyinka mean mortician.
I need space.
Philosopher. Steal a vehicle. Okay.
Switching to lethal force!
Have stroll. Walk. Cryptocurrency analyst. Okay.
Fine, whatever. I'll go. Not stand so close, please. God, so
Yes, baby, hey!
Hey, standing too
Woohoo!
God, fuck you, will you?
Got it! Fuck yes! Amazing! Fucking yeah! It's fuck yes!
Political analyst.
Yeah, that's right! Right.
amazing, really. The reproduction of those buildings is top notch. Hide from pursuit.
First on the scene, first to bring you the news.
What's good? Ooh, that's good. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Okay, but no, you sure? All right.
This guy's great.
I guess.
Parcels. Operators can take parcels from any pickup box and deliver them to the specified destination box. Parcel property is timed, fragile contraband. Recommended.
The demands of being a DedSec operative are all consuming, so taking app gigs is a good way to make some extra quid that works around your new schedule. Lots of people will pay well to have their sensitive packages handled with care, and some will even pay you for deliveries. Ha ha! Oh good, you're some sort of mule now. That's good.
All units. Possible suspect or suspects reported near your location.
Received. Moving to intercept.
Mind if I join the fun?
No, I'm listening.
Attention civilians.
Control, we are pursuing the suspect. Over. Can we please have officers standing by? Over. Right, close this fucker down.
I've got this.
Urgently requires our location. Over. There's our target. Over.
We have a visual on the suspect. Use a pursuit intervention technique.
Dispatch, deploying drones to apprehend the suspect.
Into this. Over.
Control, we're still on the... Over. Officer down! Officer down!
I'm gonna kick you. No need to.
Control, I'm ready to immobilize the target.
Engaging target.
There's our suspect. Over.
Our target.
I'm in pursuit of the target.
We need to find them.
To the chase now. Come on, pack it in.
There's our suspect.
Damn it, where's my backup? Control, we are pursuing the target.
Target. Engaging
Hope you're ready.
We are in pursuit. I say again, in pursuit.
Engaging target.
Not me.
Give yourself up.
Here I come.
The suspect is running.
There's only one way this ends.
Be advised, we are on the trail. Anyone have visual? Anyone?
Escape me? Don't make me laugh. You better not waste my time. Ah!
In pursuit. I repeat,
tricky.
we are in pursuit.
We can do this easy, or way less easy.
Oh, fuck! Don't bother hiding.
All citizens are required to give Albion personnel their complete cooperation.
Still, stop! Stop! Received. We are trailing the target. A little help here!
Can anyone see the suspect?
Drone, search this sector.
Negative. Suspect is gone. Issue an APW.
Restricted areas are dangerous. Marked on a mini-map. Scouting. Press R to scout and scan the area. Stealth. Press left to crouch.
Albion have established an operational base in the Royal Court of Justice.
You must be joking. Do we even have a justice system anymore? I don't see how Albion owning the courts gives anyone a chance at a fair trial.
Exactly. But it likely means there's information here about how Albion are targeting dissenters, the who and the why. We need that data if we're going to disrupt their operation.
So we need to get the data. missions. Recruit Virginia Johnson, janitor, and microbiologist. Okay, so there must be in here. Well, this is a bit confusing because I'm not. Understood, obviously, that recruitment missions. Recruit Virginia Johnson, janitor.
Keep up the good work, love.
Complicated, and also it's a lot to do. What about Camden? Abandoned. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we have free hand selection, but the game's going to be asking us to bring in some people who will have special skills, so that's all good. Across the road. I'm not going to be swimming, so... Well, I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, you know, why do otherwise? Strolling and finding out for myself.
You can't even have a real conversation anymore, can you? It's not that we can't agree on the facts, it's that we can't agree on what a fact is. We're in the midst of an epidemic crisis, darling. It really is a crisis. Some people just refuse to live in reality. How do you even begin?
Stealthy characters. They have the extra barrier which has been erected after those terrorist attacks. It's there. So every one of those central London bridges. Walked across this bridge so many times.
Yeah? No, I entirely understand. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright.
Ariston. Don't tell me I'm gonna be meeting him in South Bank. This is
You nasty ass prick. Don't come round here again.
Awaiting area crime report.
stream this in due course. So steps. Ah, steps are not there. Should be. Not blocked off. That's for the purpose of the game. So yeah, I remember going up here and having just down here. This is London. It's like a small selection of stalls and restaurants. And it was with some friends. Well, back. Make sure you look around. That's what it is, exactly. Yeah. Union back, look at it.
So I had this care of my life yesterday. I was on my way down to the DRB to renew my license.
That's it, no more games. Now we both know you have what I want, so just give it up already. Now, you twat!
Okay, calm yourself.
It must be out here somewhere. No, something wrong. It is. He's walking. That's what it is. He's driving. National Film Theatre. National Theatre. Down here. Redesigned it a bit. That's to conceal certain public places for obvious reasons. Otherwise it'd be a bit too long.
I hit you got one last chance to back down.
What? Sounds like Patreon. Okay.
Oh, come on now.
Exactly like that when you go up there. No difference. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to chase him and he's driving. So,
Hey, watch where you're going.
To have, can see it. Let me see, where's he gone? I miss him. I can't fly, so, you know. To grab a vehicle by the looks of it. Embankment Station.
How are things?
Derelict of that, yeah. Well, I can see as to why some people could have a problem with this sort of lengthy searches.
Yes, I did. It's in the kitchen on the... Will you let me finish? It's in the kitchen on the right-hand side when you walk in. What? Yeah? Yeah, you alright, mate? What's going on? Yeah, what, you want to come with?
In a bakery. So where is it? Covent Garden Plaza.
Piss off.
Oh, there he is. Okay. so I can talk.
Excuse me, but you seem like the kind of person who really cares and wants difference.
Are you with DedSec? I know some shit you might want to know too.
Go on.
I was fucking sacked weeks ago, me and my team. Somehow our bosses were able to replace all 300 of us.
That's terrible.
Nah, I'm all good, I guess. But I got bare suspicions about this whole thing. We're all qualified professionals, right? Who the fuck did they find to replace all of us like we're nothing?
So you'd like DedSec to investigate? Find out who replaced you?
Bingo. Do me a solid, and I'll repay you sometime.
A tech corporation acting unethically? Sounds out of character, but let's investigate anyway.
I'm on it.
So what's the next thing? Investigate the replacement. Driving goes very far. This is London. See whether the game auto-saves, which I believe it does. Alright, just like I thought, the game is saving everything automatically, so that's all looking good. We'll go back to the main menu, and we had a lot of fun so far. I really absolutely and thoroughly enjoyed strolling around the streets of London and exploring the areas and corners and pockets which I know so well, so that's been all good. Now I'll end my DRBMiller introducing broadcast of War Dogs Legion for now, and I think probably we'll come back to it a bit later when I get back from my dinner. I don't really do night streams, but as we have limited amount of time for this game and the game is massive and I want to be exploring it really, I think this is what I'll do. So I'll just go and have my dinner and then I'll come back and do a bit more, and we'll carry on tomorrow as usual. We have Friday, Saturday and Sunday to explore this very, very big open world map with many activities and tasks, and we'll try to do as much as possible. So thank you for watching, thank you for supporting my channel, for being a valued community members. Thank you to everyone who indeed has watched us, and also everyone who had been writing to us, to provide us with feedback. We'll carry on later tonight when I get back, so thank you and I'll see you later.